Sonny, first and foremost, how are you? You doing all right?
Yeah, all good, thank you. All good.
Just coming off the back of a busy few weeks for the club in terms of fixtures, how frustrated were you to just come away with a point at the end of the day at Sutton?
It is quite frustrating considering how we've played in the game. We thought, well, we definitely dominated the first half, created the better chances, I'd say, defended really well, and yeah, definitely deserved more than a point.
Just having a conversation with Mark and said there's two sides to the last 4 games, because defensively actually we look really, really well structured. Ollie's done a great job in goal and you guys in front of him have done a brilliant job. Do you feel like defensively you have improved over the course of the season so far?
Yeah, for sure. Even going back to last year, we was always solid defensively. We always had a good structure, always had bodies behind the ball, blah blah blah, defended crosses really well. So yeah, no, you take the positives out of how we've been playing, so yeah.
I guess the frustrating thing for you is, and particularly someone who likes to go forward and strive forward, is the lack of goals. Can you put your finger on why it is now 4 games without a goal for a side that traditionally does like to find the back of the net?
Number of things. I think throughout a season, your attacking players, you have patches where you're on and you're off. But I think at this moment in time, we're unlucky enough where everyone's a bit cold in front of goal, whereas maybe last year, when Frank was cold in front of goal, Murph was blah blah blah. Maybe we're just at that point where everyone's kind of hit a cold patch, which will change. It's football, of course it will.
As a group, does your mentality work that way in terms of the conversations you have behind the scenes? You're all actually very much behind the project and what you're trying to do. It's just that end final percent just hasn't quite come off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as I said, it will come. It changes all the time in football. You'll have games where you go and score 4, like we did at Fylde, Fylde, yeah. And we'll have games where we don't create many chances and defend really well. It's just football.
This is the first time I've spoken to you so far this season. How have you found the difference in terms of the play and the people you're coming up against compared to National League South last season, coming up to now the National League?
I'd say maybe the structure of the teams that we're playing against is, I wouldn't say a little bit more tactical in that sense. They have a way of playing. We need to find a way of stopping that. And vice versa, we have a way of playing, and they have, I don't want to say better coaches, but more time spent on trying to stop us, if that makes sense.
No, there's more background checks.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
There's a lot more stats at this level as well.
Yeah, for sure.
In terms of this weekend, obviously Aldershot, but a return back to Hewish. First of all, on the Hewish Park side of things, how important is it that you get back to turning this place into a place where 3 points is always going to be on the cards?
It's massive. We know how big and how good the fans can be when they get behind us, and they are like the 12th man. Like you saw it last year where we'd get the big crowds and it would just the other team would crumble at that. So yeah, we do need to get that back.
And in terms of Aldershot this weekend, they started the season pretty well, but fallen away form-wise and have also, a bit like yourselves, haven't been able to get that win in the last few games. Mm-hmm. Does that make them almost unpredictable in terms of what's going to happen this weekend?
No, I'm guessing they're going to stick to the way that they play, and we're going to do all that we can to prepare properly for that game, no matter if they've won the last 4, drew the last whatever. We're going to play our game.
And from your perspective as well, you've obviously found yourself like in and out of the team for a few weeks now. Is that just the way the season is going to go because the jobs that you do are quite difficult and take a lot out of the legs, or do you think that actually if you did hit a purple patch it would be forcing yourself into the team and keeping yourself there?
Well, I don't pick the team, but yeah, as I said, it's always tough coming in the team, out the team as a footballer. It comes with a job, but as long as you're always ready to perform when you're called upon, then yeah.
Do you have a preferred position when you do come on, or when you start a game? Is there something you'd rather do? Would you rather be more forward out of that midfield 3?
Yeah, anywhere across the front line or in the middle, I don't mind. 10, I'd say I prefer playing in the 10. You're a bit closer towards the goal, you're in the centre of the pitch, you're always involved. So yeah, maybe 10, yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm guessing if a 10 role did something that is something you want to do going forward and maybe comes up a bit more, I'm guessing one of your end goals would be a few more shots and potentially a few more goals as well.
Of course. It's always to get the numbers on the board, the goals and assists, that's your job, so you've got to do your job.
So I just need to do a few more of those days out of Fylde where you... Yeah, exactly. How many seconds was that?
Exactly, yeah, first touch. So yeah, that was good. It was good.
Well, good luck for this weekend.
Thank you, cheers.
Well, Sonny, obviously this is your second spell with Yeovil. You had a great spell with us a couple of years ago. Do you feel like you've made a home here? It's sort of one of the few places you've managed to get consistent game time, and are there any sort of long-term goals you'd like to meet here?
Just to, everyone say it, just to get the club back to where it belongs. It's such a huge club. It's got such good fans behind it, and yeah, that's the end goal, and all of our end goals to get this club back to where it belongs.
And any sort of personal season goals, perhaps a goal tally or an assist chart you're keeping for yourself?
I'd like to get, I always set myself goals at the start of the season just to get as many goals and assists as I can for personally, because obviously in that position, that's what you're judged on is the numbers. So yeah.
And how do you feel that Yeovil's goal drought could come to an end? Obviously, you mentioned that everyone may feel like they're in a bit of a cold patch at the moment, but is there perhaps a spark that you think that a particular player could provide?
Well, we all have the ability to go out there and score and create chances, and so it's just it will come if we keep doing the right things, like we have been, like defending properly and doing the basics right. The goals will come. It's just yeah, it will.
Lovely, thank you.
That's one.